Today we're talking about audio for the Raider Network broadcast. Hi, my name is Matt Hinkle. I'm the audio engineer for the Raider Network broadcast. And today we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of how our audio is set up for the broadcast, how we operate, some of our technical specifications, and just kind of the workflow of how we operate. So let me give you a little bit of background. Years ago, the Raider Network started out broadcasting literally out of a tent. So we would set up a tent at a football stadium, and we would mix the broadcast typically in the booth, completely analog, and we would send that through an audio snake or XLR cables down to a tent and broadcast from a small, homemade broadcast out of a tent. From there, we realized there's massive hurdles when it comes to trying to mix audio in that way. And that's when Behringer X32s really started to gain a lot of popularity. So we migrated into that system. So that was the first system that we really got into, which enabled us to actually move the audio control to a trailer. So we built the trailer at that time, the production trailer, and we actually had an audio room for the first time, or an audio area for the first time. So the audio console is remotely connected to units that are out in the field, and we can control those units from the trailer. And that's kind of how we are right now. We've just gone through some reiterations and some cycles of different technology to get where we are today. So our primary broadcast is run through a console in the trailer, and then we use stage boxes. So the stage boxes typically are located, one in the booth for football games and one in the field, so out for crowd and field effects or wireless mics and things like that. So when we send a cable up to the booth, that used to be done over an Ethernet cable. We were limited by 300 feet without a booster, so basically we could repeat that signal. So we had some little powered boosters that would boost the signal all the way to the booth. We could go out to like 600 feet, but that's still very limited. So over the years, we converted that to fiber. So we run a fiber conversion to some Clark Technic DN9620s, and that converts our AES 50 cable over to a fiber, and then that fiber carries that signal. We have a 1,000 foot reel, so we have 1,000 foot reel and 500 foot reel, so we can go a really long way away from the trailer, plus we can still go 300 foot from there with our AES 50 reels. So now we can run a really long way away over fiber, and it makes it a whole lot better. So basically, we send a cable, a fiber run. We typically do a fiber run to the booth and a fiber run to the field, and that's for a football game, but different events, we do it the same way. And then from there, we'll put stage boxes out there. So we have a S16 on the field that gives us 16 in and 8 out, and then we have an 8 in, 8 out SD8 in the booth. So that allows us to really plug and play anything we want. It's completely digitally routable. And primarily we're mixing on the field our field effects and crowd noise through wireless mics. In the booth, we're using announcer headsets and talkback boxes. So that's kind of where we are there. So let me start in the booth and give you a little bit of a rundown there. We typically have two commentators, a play-by-play and a color commentator. We also typically receive the PA system's feed, and we also send to the PA system because we like to use a ref mic, and it's really good to have the ref mic go over the stadium PA. It's good for them to know where they are at any given point, know if their mic's on or off. We can also add guest mics up there for interviews or even spare headsets, things like that, but that's primarily what we do in the booth. It's fairly limited, it's fairly simple, but out in the field, it's a little bit more to it. So in the field, we have the ability to run up to really 8 wireless units. So really commonly, we're going to run a sideline reporter or 2. Those are handheld mics. We're going to run a parabolic mic, which is for the good tackle sounds and stuff like that you've probably heard on a broadcast before. And then we're also going to run in-ear monitors and a ref mic. So the ref mic is worn by the ref with a mute on-off switch. That feeds our broadcast, and we send it to the PA so he can hear it too. And then our in-ear monitors is actually how we use talkback systems through our intercom. So the producer, the director, the audio replay, all of those guys in the truck or the trailer can communicate to the sideline reporter through their in-ear monitor. That is also how we allow the parabolic mic operator to hear what they're capturing on their parabolic mic and also be able to hear the program and the comm so we can talk to them. In addition to those wireless mics, we also have the ability to kind of daisy chain or piggyback 4 additional wireless mics. Those are primarily Sennheiser G3 series, so we have some XLR transmitters, which are really convenient to be able to grab a few shotgun mics and throw them out amongst the crowd, or aim at the band, or pick up any different effects we want to pick up, so it can give us extra channels. Also gives us a really handy way of grabbing a feed wirelessly. So inside of a coliseum for a basketball game, we've done that many times where they couldn't send us a feed, but we were able to come off of a headphone jack and send it wirelessly to our field unit to get it back to the truck. So that's a rundown of what goes on outside of the trailer. Now we're going to look at what goes on inside of the trailer. So all of those signals come into the trailer and then they hit our console at some point, which means they're all routable. They're all digitally assignable through routing in the wing. We have been through every rendition of the Behringer product line from X32 to wing. So the X32 producer, the X32 compact, the X32 rack. We've used it for a few kind of odd and end projects. And then the Behringer wing, which is our newest addition. From up here on the screen, we can digitally route different things. We can run through different layers. We can, pick a different channel, look at all the EQs and things on every single channel. But this has been a pretty good console for what we do. It is limited a little bit because we have so much stuff going on in our broadcast now. But it gives us a lot of flexibility, and especially now that we're converting to Dante, this really gives us a lot of routing flexibility. It gives us, many different ways we can do things. So that really wraps up the audio portion of this video. If you'd like to see more videos about our broadcast and all of the different positions and all of the different technical specifications, visit our channel, subscribe to us, give us a like, and we'll see you in the next video.